So I heard one of Mariusz Wach's colleagues state that Wach himself told him, Wach, who is currently sparring Moses Itauma, told him that Itauma is very explosive, athletic, hits hard, he's got a lot of promise, but he's not world level yet. And I would add that he's probably talking about his technical boxing ability because, as I proved in my film study, Mariusz Wach was taking your boy to school and getting probably paid, as he still is, handsomely for doing so. He makes a great sparring partner. I could see why they chose him. Gentle giant. So, how does Dillian Whyte beat Moses Itauma? Now, just for the record, because it's going to be just like with that Shakur Zepeda video, right? All that people read was the titles and they came to chastise me afterwards, right? Instead of listening to the videos and not betting on the Shakur KO and taking my advice and winning some money, they, do what they do. Get into their fucking feelings. So yeah, just for the record, long story short, I'm picking Itauma, and I'm going to say by stoppage. But if there's anything we know, or we think we know about Itauma, is that he probably doesn't have very good stamina. Definitely not for like a 12-round hard fight. There's a few things we know. He's not technically astute yet. He's a noob in there. He fights like a novice. It shows. And his defense is leaky AF. So what he does have is athleticism, and he gets by on athleticism. He makes mistakes, runs red lights, things of that nature, but then he's so quick he could get out of there and not get knocked out, not get caught with his pants down because of his quickness and athleticism, right? We've seen this many, many times throughout boxing history. Guy loses his athleticism, he's a sitting duck, right? Because he doesn't have the technical ability. That's some good coffee. So, right, how do you beat those guys? Well, you try to dull their physical gifts, right? Take them into the deep round. So how does Dillian Whyte do that? Well, I don't recall ever seeing Dillian Whyte being much of an inside fighter, but I think he would need that in this fight, or at least attempt to bend the rules a little bit. And what I think he should try to do is, for the first 9 rounds, or play it by ear, but maybe even that much. Oh, and another thing we need to get out the way, just so it could be understood why we're telling him to do this, right? He can't win a decision. Not because if he clearly takes 9 rounds of Itauma, he won't get it. He probably wouldn't, but more so because he's just not good enough to take 7 rounds off this, or whatever, however many rounds they're going, 6 rounds off this guy. I don't think he's good enough to win a decision. Okay. So with that out the way, what he needs to do is he needs to close the distance on Itauma, but not chase him around the ring. He needs to pick a spot. It's dangerous, but it can be done. When Itauma wants to advance, and it's pretty predictable, so he needs to take his time looking at Itauma, studying him, and just covering up for the first round and looking what Itauma does. And then after that, he needs to start timing Itauma's entrances. So basically step to him, right? Obviously keep your hands up and shit, but smother, when Itauma wants to come forward, smother him and body up with him and try to fight in a clinch. Because I don't see Itauma having much in the way of inside fighting ability. Again, not to say that Dillian Whyte does, but try, right? Try not to get hit with anything on the inside and just fight in a clinch, smother his power, and just tire him out like that for however long it takes, but maybe even 9 rounds. And then after that, go for the gusto, right? But not just go swinging crazy wild, but try to time the guy on the way in. After you cut the distance, smother him, crash into him, things of that nature, instead of that, all of a sudden surprise him and start punching when you guys are coming close together with that famous left hook, or somewhat famous, I guess. More than anything, right? Obviously, this is just mostly just a tactical strategy breakdown. And I'm not at all confident that Dillian Whyte has it in him to do it like that. But if I were training him, I would have a game plan, something along those lines. But in my opinion, he's probably just gonna get caught early because his defense is crap and he's not very. He seems to have no chin and he's just shot now. But he is trimming down for this fight, it looks like. So I have some hope that maybe it goes some rounds. I think Itauma stops him, but I think there's definitely a way for Dillian Whyte to win this fight. And he basically just has to take him into deep waters and drown him. Pretty basic, I know, but it could happen. I don't think it will, but it could happen.